Today, we're diving deep into China's Three Kingdoms period to talk about a hero who completely flips the script on what it means to be in your prime. This is the story of Huang Zhong, a warrior whose greatest moments, his most legendary victories, all came when most men had already put down their swords. So let's get into the incredible legend of the vigorous elder. And this quote, this says it all, doesn't it? This is the heart of Huang Zhong. It's this defiant roar in the face of anyone who doubted him. It's him saying, "You see an old man, but you're not looking at my sword." It's the exact mindset he carried into battle against younger, cockier opponents, who made the fatal mistake of underestimating him. You see, for a huge part of his career, Huang Zhong was this amazing talent who just hadn't found his moment. He was a master waiting in the wings. While other generals his age were thinking about retirement, he was sharpening his skills, not just with a blade, but with patience. He was observing, waiting, and that experience would turn out to be his most dangerous weapon. So who was this man really? Let's do a quick profile breakdown. First off, his age, nearly 60 when our story really kicks off. But he's described as spirited and vigorous. His tools of the trade, a huge saber, a dao, and this is key, a two-stone bow. His specialty was an almost magical accuracy with that bow, and his whole personality was built on this absolute refusal to be defined by his age. Okay, let's talk about that two-stone bow, because it's not just a cool name, it's a measurement. We're talking about a composite bow with a draw weight of about 60 kilograms, or 132 pounds. Now, to put that into perspective, that is an incredible feat of raw strength for a young warrior in his prime. For a man in the 60s, it's almost unbelievable. This weapon wasn't just for fighting, it was a constant, powerful statement about the man who wielded it. Every great warrior needs a defining test, right? That one opponent that pushes them to their absolute limit. For Huang Zhong, that challenge came in the form of Guan Yu, a man so legendary, so feared and respected, they literally called him the god of war. This was way more than just a fight. It was a clash of titans, a true test of skill, honor, and character. And what a clash it was. It wasn't over in a few minutes. This was a 3-day epic. On the first day, they went at it for over 100 rounds, and neither could get the upper hand. A perfect stalemate. On day 2, something happens. Huang Zhong's horse stumbles, leaving him wide open. But Guan Yu, being a man of honor, lowers his weapon and spares him. And that single act of mercy completely changes the game for day 3. Because this is the moment Huang Zhong repays that debt of honor. He has Guan Yu completely at his mercy, a clear shot. But instead of going for the kill, he draws his two-stone bow and looses an arrow with impossible precision. It doesn't hit Guan Yu, it hits the tassel on his helmet. The message was crystal clear. I could have ended you, but my honor is as sharp as my aim. This was archery as an art form, a display of skill that was about more than just warfare. So the duel with Guan Yu proved his skill was legendary. But the Battle of Mount Dingjun, that's where he proved his genius as a commander. This is the battle that took him from being a respected veteran to an immortal, godlike figure in military history. Let's look at the matchup. It's a classic tale of the tape. In one corner, you have Huang Zhong, the calm, deeply experienced veteran who's seen it all. He's tactical, and he knows his opponent is underestimating him. And in the other corner, you have Xiahou Yuan, a brilliant but younger general known for being arrogant and impulsive. Xiahou Yuan looked across the battlefield and saw an old man. Huang Zhong looked back and saw a fatal weakness he could exploit. And exploit it he did. Huang Zhong's strategy was brilliant, brutal, psychological warfare. He used all those years of experience to play on Xiahou Yuan's ego, faking a retreat to bait the younger, reckless general into abandoning his strong defensive position. The moment Xiahou Yuan was overextended and complacent, the trap was sprung. Huang Zhong sounded the drums and led a thunderous charge right down the mountain, catching his army in total shock. The result was lightning fast and absolutely decisive. In one single, stunning strike, Huang Zhong himself charged forward and cut down the arrogant Xiahou Yuan. This wasn't just another victory on the map. This was a statement, an act so incredible, so profound, that it literally earned him the title godlike and cemented his place forever in the pantheon of China's greatest military heroes. After a victory that spectacular, what could possibly be next? Well, how about the highest military honor in the land? His lord, Liu Bei, saw the genius and the courage, and he gave Huang Zhong the ultimate recognition, naming him one of the 5 Tiger Generals. And just look at the company he was keeping now. This wasn't just any group. This was the Avengers of the Three Kingdoms period. You had Guan Yu, the very god of war, he'd fought to a standstill, the ferocious Zhang Fei, the flawless Zhao Yun, the magnificent Ma Chao, and right there with them, the old general Huang Zhong, standing as their absolute equal. But even then, after all he'd done, his age was still an issue. Believe it or not, Guan Yu himself actually complained at first. He said a true man shouldn't have to share a rank with an old soldier. It took some serious convincing from their advisors to make Guan Yu see that Huang Zhong's deeds had more than earned him his spot. It just goes to show you, sometimes the toughest battles are against the prejudice of your own allies. So what is Huang Zhong's legacy? What's the thing that's echoed down through the centuries? It's this powerful idea, captured in a Chinese idiom, Lao Dong Yi Zhuang. It means being old, but still vigorous, still full of fight and ambition. He's the living embodiment of that spirit. This timeline just puts it all in perspective. I mean, look at this. All of his most famous, history-making achievements, they all happened after he turned 60. He duels the god of war, he becomes a legend at Mount Dingjun, he's named a tiger general, all in his 60s and early 70s. And he didn't stop. He fought his final battle and died a warrior's death at 75. Incredible. So when you boil it all down, you see the complete package. His skill with a saber was world-class. His archery wasn't just a skill, it was an art. His raw physical strength was just off the charts. His tactical mind was a razor-sharp weapon. But you know, the most important part of his arsenal? It was his spirit. His absolute, unshakable refusal to let age define him. And really, that's what his entire story boils down to. This one powerful, simple idea. His life is this amazing proof that experience, wisdom, and a heart that refuses to quit can overcome anything. It's an ancient story, but the message is as relevant today as it was 1,000 years ago. There's an old saying that captures the spirit of Huang Zhong perfectly. An old steed in the stable still longs to gallop 1,000 miles. A hero in their twilight can still have the highest aspirations, and his story really makes you think, doesn't it? It challenges us to look past the surface, to value wisdom and experience, and maybe to ask ourselves what greatness is still inside us, just waiting for its moment to shine, no matter our age.